what they
Must
should.
write them a letter about that.
I mean, they made it a big.
A very good evening, everybody. This is Gulf Harbour Radio, ZMH 286, Patricia and David. And we're just sitting here on this beautiful night. It's very, very light wind from the southwest. There's very thin cloud. Actually, it was about 25% coming in from the west. But really, it's actually a very beautiful night, just the same as it was in Melbourne for the Melbourne Cup, which we've just been talking about. It's the big day, and they say that New Zealand and Australia stop for the Melbourne Cup. I don't know why. It's just got that aura about it. And if you could have seen the track and the people and the gardens, I mean, there was just thousands of roses in beautifully organised yellow, lots of yellow, and then a cream, and then a bright pink all around the area. Of course, people wear the most fantastic outfits, men and women, and the horses look absolutely magnificent. And we were just chuckling that the three favourites didn't even place. They placed 9th, 11th and 12th. So we know nothing about horses and racing, but we took a horse each, and David's actually got in 4th. So, of course, there's no money in 4th, but mine was, I chose about... what did I choose? Something Sea King. That's right, because it had the word sea in it. So, and mine was well down the field. But it was a magnificent venue with just perfect weather this year for the Melbourne Cup. Just like we've got here at the moment. It's 19 degrees outside, so finally we have got some decent weather. The bar is 1019.6. And Coho got into the dock today in Opua, carefully judging their fuel reserves, and are sitting probably at the dock. Actually, I wouldn't mind if they said that they would be listening, and I wouldn't mind seeing if this the short skip is actually short tonight. I'll give them a call and see what happens, but I know David's got a lot of weather to talk about, so I will be quick. Coho, Gulf Harbour.
Gulf Harbour, Coho, yeah, you're up and down, but you're fairly strong, but not as strong as on the other side of the antenna, over.
Oh, well, you're pretty strong too, of course, because I'm hearing you on the Kaio antenna, not too far away. Well, are you still on the customs dock, or have you cleared everything? Over?
No, we got in here late afternoon. We saw the customs guy. He's going to come back in the morning. So we'll be finished, so hopefully tomorrow mid-morning, over.
Oh, that's good. And you get a free morning at the customs dock, a free night at the customs dock, so that's all good. And it's been nice and peaceful. Are there any others on the dock, over?
Sorry, I missed that, but it was a nice home welcoming. We saw a little blue penguin off of 910, and then we came in and we saw a big pot of porpoises off alpaca, so it was great to get back.
Oh, wonderful. All right, well, have a good night's sleep, you and Louise, and yep, it's been good talking to you on the way. All right, we'll clear with Coho, see if I can find Narida, Gulf Harbour. No, nothing heard. She's got a lot of noise. Something's operating in her boat with a lot of noise. Right, so just a reminder before I lose the microphone for what I suspect might be a while, for those boats that are emailing us, new boats in particular, I do need your MMSI number, because many of you don't have your AIS on until you depart, so I can't work out what the MMSI number is. Please put your boat name in the subject line, and when you do arrive, keep your AIS on until you are positioned where you have arrived at, because sometimes people get marooned on the AIS around 9-pin or wherever, and clutters up the picture. Anyway, I know there's a lot of people out there interested in what's going on, and I will pass the microphone to David.
Oh, okay. Well, good evening to everybody out there. And, well, you know, most of the weather forecasts and synoptic conditions, they haven't changed much at all from yesterday. We have, well, we'll call it 3 troughs are visible on satellite imagery tonight. I'm looking at infrared about 5 minutes old now, and we have one very active trough that runs from the Solomons to Rotuma, makes a right turn near Wallace, affects Samoa, brushes Tonga, then Niue, and onward to a depression that's about 22 south and 156 west. On the northern side of this trough, pretty much the axis, if you will, the winds are northwest, and on the southern side, we've got south to southeast. So a pretty good collision of air from two different masses, and that's why we've got all the action that we do. The second trough feeds off the one I just mentioned, and it runs on to affect Fiji, if you will. Fiji Met doesn't really call it a trough, but it's there on satellite imagery. It's broken, but cloud is visible over Vanuatu and the northern Lao. In fact, almost all of the Lao. I also see a band that passes over the Osawas and goes over northern Viti Levu, and then we've got low cloud south of Fiji all the way down to 20 south. Now the third trough looks quite active on imagery. It splits off trough 1, then it runs down the Vanuatu chain down to 23 south and the dateline, and a little bit north of Minerva as it swings to the east or to the southeast. So winds for Fiji to 6 p.m. tomorrow, and this is coming from Fiji Met, you could expect southeast 15 to 20 knots, and well, pretty much the same on Thursday. Seas moderate to rough, so a bit bouncy on rumline to New Zealand, especially for the cats. Expect 2.5 meters from the southeast and around 2 meters on Thursday, so it comes down just a little bit on Thursday, a 7-second period. For Tonga, the strong wind warning, boy, that's been up for a couple of days now. It's still in effect for Vavau, the Hapais, Tonga Tapu, but not Minerva. This looks to be about southeast 10 to 15, rising to 20. Seas about 2 meters, and really not much different for Thursday. If you're still in Tonga Tapu, barometric pressure at 1 p.m. today at the airport was 10 to 13.8, 1013.8 millibar. Now the cold front that we forecast for New Zealand coming in on the 11th, still a go, and it's preceded by northwest winds as usual, and passage wind direction up to the front is still about southeast, give or take, but those reaching only 30 south between Friday and Monday, winds look to back. So looking at maybe north to northwest winds with convective activity. And more on that in the next few days. Well, those of you leaving Thursday, and it sounds like there's a gaggle of you. Hope you don't mind gaggle. It's both Patricia and I were pilots at one time, and we liked the word gaggle. Anyway, the passage boats are obviously what we're looking at, and that looks pretty good. Arrival the following Thursday, which is the 14th, you may be seeing northeast winds from the western edge of the cyclone, with a low chasing everyone in if you're coming in about that time. Now, this particular passage has a little bit of everything. We have a high with a central pressure to almost 1030 millibar. Not quite, but it's up there. And within this high, we'll find embedded troughs to give you scattered showers, some squalls, some nighttime action with cold tops out of those big clouds, local wind shifts, and the seas are looking to be about 1.5 to 2.5 meters. It all depends on where you are and when you happen to be where these seas are. And, well, more fun, seas converging from different directions. I see that in store for you. A great opportunity to see if your yacht's design lets your crew sleep. But, well, you know what? You can give thanks that you're not in the Southern Ocean. Westerly seas over 5 meters. 5 meters. And that's close to the South Island. Now, these seas are going to push up the west side of New Zealand, but they're going to become much, much smaller as they do so and get further north. But by Tuesday the 12th, they'll be crashing into other seas right around Cape Reinga, and that will be quite a display when that happens. So that's the story for today, and looking a bit into the future. So we'll be looking out for the gaggle of boats that are leaving in the next few days. Some have already left. In fact, we've got Trish's looking at AIS all the time, and she sees boats virtually everywhere, along with a couple of ships to throw in some excitement. So that's it from me, and we'll talk again tomorrow. And just remember, everything that I've just told you is mostly coming from models, and they are just ideas, so they are subject to change, and they usually do change. And I also put a lot of stock in satellite imagery, as those of you who know me, and I'll be talking about that virtually every day too, what I see. And that's where I really appreciate your reports, because what I see and interpret gets verified by you folks, and it's a good thing for me, and it's a good thing for you too, because as we get more confident in what we see, the better off we'll be able, or the better we'll be able to give you good information. That's it. Here's the chief.
And talking about a real live report, we can thank Marianne on Big Fish, who is at Minerva. Their 4:15 report was 18 knots of southeast wind, 10% cloud cover, and it was nice and sunny. So I bet there was a bit of exploring going on. I didn't check when the low tide was at Minerva, but thanks for that. And yeah, some of the boats that had left Tonga and didn't stop will be in some light conditions at the moment, but haven't had any reports from them. Zumacs are going well for those that are looking at returning in that direction. They have got 1,000 miles to go, so they've really done well. 5 degrees 03 north, 93 degrees 47 west. Seems funny only doing 2 digits. 93 degrees 47 west. Still on a 090 true course at 8 knots. That's an amazing boat, that Zumax. 16 to 18 from the south-southwest, 2 metre swell, and a 30% cloud cover. And they're 5 on board now, because they've got 3 hitchhikers. The red-footed boobies are still with them on the bow. All right, I won't bother telling you that it is voting day tomorrow in America. There's been a lot of early votes. The news tonight was sort of a bit worrying. All of the Trump supporters are preparing the way to say that they're going to be ripped off if they don't win, and that there will be action. So it is all very disturbing, and we will not probably get a result for quite a few days, because everyone will be very anxious to make it very accurate. Okay, this is Gulf Harbour Radio. Is there anybody else wanting anything? Oh, good. I've got Narida, and there was somebody else in behind. Please stand by. Jan, pretty good signal. Go ahead.
My position now is 1 degrees, 3 south, 169 degrees, 2 and of course 267 at general for north, wind to the southeast at around 16 knots, up and down a bit, 12 to the southeast. Something like the sharp rain sound we had last night. And
Yep, thanks, Dan. I've got all the first part accurate, but just check me on the second half. 1830 south, 16952 east for Narida heading to Australia. 267 true course at 6.4. Southeast 16, up and down a bit, and the swell about 2 meters, give or take. 90% light cloud cover and 1013. Is all well? Over. Roger, all copied. All copy. You're very light though tonight, so you do have a rain band to this. Well, a band to the south, but I suspect that's not going to worry you with your course at the moment. So yep, good going, good progress, and we'll probably talk to you in the morning. Which reminds me to tell people who are ham radio operators that there is a ham net with relay stations in Australia and New Zealand, and it's at 2100 UTC, which is 10 o'clock New Zealand time in the morning, and it's on 14315. 14315. Okay, we'll clear with Narida, and there was somebody in behind Jan. Who was that? With the station that was calling before, please call again. No, I know somebody is there. Lady Annabelle, go ahead, and Narada might be able to relay. Narida, I didn't get much of that except for an ETA Monday, and I don't know where. Jan, how copy?
I got some radio relay. The ETA was in Okua, over.
Roger that. And where are they at the moment? Did you manage to get that?
Sorry, come again, over?
Where are they at the moment? Did you get their position? Over?
Lady Annabelle, this is Eliza relaying. Can you give your position really slowly and with a couple of times, over? Lady Annabelle. Okay, can you give your latitude degrees, please, over? Okay, can I copy back to you and tell me if I've got it right? I've got 28 degrees, 36 south, Roger, over. 2023, over.
Very good.
Okay, and can you give your longitude? I've got 17605, over. And that's on the course of, I think the course of 185. Do you know whether it's true, over?
195. True.
Okay, it's always best to just do if you can, otherwise you have to do a bit of a calculation. Okay, so far the radio, you copied that, over.
I copied you. Thank you very much, Jan. Yes, he's very light. So I've got Lady Annabelle, and I'll do a search on the AIS shortly. 2023 south and 17605 east on a course of 195 true, and estimating Opua next Monday. Okay, Lady Annabelle, we will try and find you and get a better copy tomorrow, but do appreciate that, Jan, because didn't know that they were on their way, and I'm just can't see. No, I haven't got their details here, but I will try and find them. I do know that I had them at one stage.
The cold front arrival on Monday the 11th.
Yes, there is a cold front, says David, arriving on the Monday the 11th. A cold front arriving, Lady Annabelle, on the 11th. So you might want to see if you can do a little bit better than Monday, but we'll wait and see. Okay, thank you for that, Jan. Is there anybody else? Sorry, Jan, you've dropped away again.
Can I relay that information to Lady Annabelle? Then I can look at it.
Yes, righto, thank you very much, but I'm probably using more power than they are. Yes, if you could just tell them that the front is arriving on that day and they might like to go a bit quicker.
Okay, what is that? Lady Annabelle, arrival. Did you copy that message from both on the radio, over? Okay, roger that. Okay, you probably copied that to the documentary, over?
Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, it's quite noisy tonight on the band. I don't know what's causing it. Okay, is there anybody else wanting to do a radio check? Probably not a good night to do a radio check. It's really quite difficult for people that I know have got good radios. Okay, this is a Gulf Harbour Radio. Our email address is ghradio@extra.co.nz. If anyone wants to make contact, feel free, but please put your boat name in the subject line. So cheers everybody, have a very good evening. Don't think there's anything else on my list here. I'm just having a quick look through. Nothing else. Hopefully Coho will have a very happy night that's stable, and we'll talk to you all again tomorrow. Cheers all.